Today I'm reviewing the Marantz Cinema 67.2-channel AV receiver rated at 100 watts per channel, with 4K/120Hz and 8K support, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, HEOS multiroom, and Dolby Atmos/DTS compatibility. If you want to check current pricing or availability, it's linked below. I've been using this receiver as the heart of a living room home theater setup paired with floor-standing speakers, a subwoofer, a 4K TV, and streaming sources. This review reflects how it behaves in everyday scenarios rather than how its specs look on paper. Let's set expectations clearly. This isn't a boutique flagship AV processor with modular cards and dual chassis design. If your goal is a professional reference-level theater with the cleanest amplification money can buy and room tuning that rivals commercial installs, that's a different class of gear. What the Cinema 60 is built for is a well-rounded home theater experience, expansive formats like Atmos, broad connectivity, and flexible lifestyle features, while remaining straightforward to live with. In regular viewing and listening, its 100 watts per channel feels capable. With my typical speaker setup, effects in movies have weight and clarity without distortion creeping in at moderate to above average listening levels. Dialogue stays intelligible in complicated mixes, and bass from my subwoofer integrates cleanly rather than drowning the mids. The wide codec support, Dolby Atmos, DTS, and even IMAX enhanced, means immersive soundtracks are decoded and presented without the receiver sounding overwhelmed. High channels add a sense of verticality without feeling de-emphasized, and surround channels fill the room more convincingly than basic stereo setups. One of the more practical everyday advantages is how it handles source switching and video pass-through. Supporting 4K/120Hz and 8K pass-through lets you connect modern consoles and 8K sources without worrying about compatibility or losing features like variable refresh rates. In use, switching between game mode on my console and streaming apps on 4K TV felt seamless. Network features like Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and HEOS multiroom streaming are genuinely handy. I can send music to the receiver from my phone or laptop without cables, and it integrates into a broader HEOS ecosystem if you have other compatible speakers around the house. That makes everyday listening simpler than always relying on physical inputs. Now for honest limitations. The rated 100 watts per channel sounds solid, but real-world power depends on speaker sensitivity and load. In my setup, pushing serious reference-level volumes can start to reveal headroom limits. That's not a flaw, it's just a difference between integrated receivers in this class and much more robust external amplification. If you love very high SPL loudness in large rooms, pairing this with a dedicated power amp can help. Another real consideration is room calibration. The Cinema 60 includes Odyssey or a similar correction suite, but it won't outtune some higher-end standalone DSP solutions. It's helpful and practical for everyday rooms, but if you're chasing perfectly leveled sweet spots in tricky acoustics, room treatments and extra calibration tools still help. Compared to simpler AV receivers without modern pass-through and streaming, this feels much more capable and future-ready. Compared to flagship models well above it in price, it doesn't deliver as much raw headroom, nor does it include every premium feature you might see on ultra-high-end units, but within this category it feels well-balanced. Where this receiver makes the most sense is for users who want a capable 7.2 receiver for movies and games, appreciate modern HDMI pass-through, 4K/120 and 8K, use streaming and network audio features, prefer an integrated solution without extra components. It's less ideal for setups where headroom at reference level loudness and DSP-heavy calibrations are absolute priorities. Here's the practical evaluation from real use. The Marantz Cinema 60 delivers dependable home theater performance with broad format support and flexible connectivity. It doesn't pretend to replace external pro-level amplification or modular cinema rigs, but for its category it feels capable and versatile. Check current pricing below and evaluate it against your needs.